Hey guys, before we get started, just a huge thanks to the sponsor of this video. Just a big shout out to the guys at Neutrogena Hand Cream for supporting this video and keeping all of our hands in working order in this time of need. So yeah, big thanks to them. Where would we be without hand cream? Goodness. Cool. Right. So, Yebba. I don't know all that much about Yebba apart from she appears on lots of blogs and has done for about a year and a half. The suggestion here was for the track My Mind, but this is cool because it's a live one. This is from the Sofar New York session, which I'm presuming is very early on in her career. As really established artists don't tend to do Sofar sounds. That tends to be a way of kind of breaking through into the big time. Appreciate doing a Sofar is a big deal in and of itself. Anyway, so the track is My Mind by Yebba, and we're going to have a look at that now. Now, this is a great time to cross-reference another lesson. But before we do, here's another thought. So I've recorded, this is my third one of these today. It's Wednesday afternoon now. It's 2:00 on Wednesday. And so by the end of the day, I'm going to put out over sort of 40 minutes, I suppose, all told, 40 minutes of video for you. Now that's still much shorter than one lesson that you'd have on an average day. Yet, I can see that the average watch time on the videos is really low. Now, fine, granted, I'm not doing anything to make the videos kind of like clickbaity or exciting. I never use silly voices or have like hip graphics or show amazing things. So granted, but still, I was reflecting on like the whole video editing thing heaps. I don't get a chance to edit my lessons. I teach a 2-hour class several times a week, and an hour and a half class several times a week, and an hour class several times a week. And sure, those sessions are planned. They're way more planned than these videos are. But of course, in that big expanse of time, things just kind of roll, and then you just really get into it, which, of course, in these videos is a bit different. So there's no reason why these videos should be pretentious. I'll try and keep them as natural as I can. More on that in just a second. Okay, let's get into this track. I didn't know it at all, and I didn't know this performance, but it's great, and we'll get into it. Before we do, there's a move that you really need to know, which is this. Okay, B flat, C, and F. And these are really essential things in this performance. It's just guitar and vocals. There's a guy playing a gold top PRS. Which sounds pretty good. Okay, so B flat, C, and F, and that creates a B flat 2, or B flat sus 2. That'll be B flat major. This keeps coming up today. So that's 1, 3, 5, B flat major, 1, 2, 5, and that's B flat sus 2. And that runs throughout this whole track. There are only 4 chords in this entire performance, and the verse and the chorus are pretty much the same. But it's a fantastic performance, and we'll discuss a few of those things just in a second. But I'll teach you the chords, okay? So F minor, sus, or add 4. This B flat is shape is in every one of the chords, and that's a lesson that I teach early on about, you know, about getting lots of different interesting, rich kind of sounds without having to move your hands really fast on the keyboard. So we'll keep that there. Okay, and if I put an F in the bass, that creates an F minor kind of sus. The bass then drops down to E flat. And I'm calling this E flat 6/9 emit 3. Okay, well what does that mean? Well, we've got E flat and B flat. What's the 6? Well, that's 1 and that's 5. There's a perfect fifth again. Okay, there's the 6. And then the 9 is there. The F is the 9. That's cool. Why is it emit 3? Well, there is no 3. The 3 would be G in this case, but it's not there. It sounds great with it in, but it sounds cool with it out as well. That's how they do it in this track. E flat, 6/9 emit 3. There you go. It's a great Adam Neely video for those of you that know about him on 6/9 chords. Okay, D flat 6/9. Okay, there's D flat. The B flat goes from being the 5 and then it becomes the 6. There's a major 7. It's difficult when you describe 6/9 chords. You know, a major 7 that's got the 6 in, which this is, it doesn't actually have the 9 in necessarily, but a major 7 chord that has the 6, you would often call just a 6/9. That's worth knowing. Lots of you listen to a lot of music with tons and tons of major 7 6/9 chords. It's just a big, thick, fat sound. If you think about this on D flat, which degrees of the scale am I not playing in this chord? I've got 1, there's 2, 3, 5, 6. The only one I'm not playing is that 4th one, which would be really clashy. Okay, there we go. So that's the 3rd chord, and then the last one is B flat minor sus2. Okay, so why B flat minor sus2? Well, it's not a D natural. It would be we've gone from D flat on the previous chord. So I'm pointing to something you can't see. So D flat is the minor 3rd of B flat minor, but it's sus2 because we've got again that B flat shape there. But it's a minor kind of sound, and so the whole thing. Good, and that's really the whole track. There's one variation that you get on the chorus, or two really. Well, a couple, but more on that in just a second. The first one is that you get D flat major 7 sharp 11, so that came up in the last video. So on the D flat chord, it's got a strong kind of G natural kind of feel in there. G natural is the sharp 11 of D flat. When you get to the 3rd chord, and the B flat chord in the chorus is often played just as B flat minor 9, so not sus, but it's got that strong feel in it of the actual minor chord as opposed to the sus feel. It's got that full kind of sound. Cool. And that's really it. Let's just have a little listen to it. I'll play along. It says, always be nice. Lots of hip cats in New York having some food and listening to the music. Okay, let's turn this up. The singing's pretty good. So it's the B flat minor, sharp 11, and then listen.
I'm about to lose my mind, about to lose my mind. I think about you all the time. You can't even look me dead in the eyes. Her love is
Cool.
strong, she got you hypnotized.
Yeah.
You say you love
Okay, so I mean, she takes it out for another 4 minutes. That's 2.5 minutes. So most radio edits are finishing about there, and on a 4-chord turnaround, she's really going to stretch out. So here are some thoughts. The vocals get pretty pretty good from this position. They're already sensational. So I've put a few pointers on the chart which you might want to think about. This song, so Yebba improvises and sings riffs and runs and long notes and all sorts of patterns and improvises for the next 4 minutes effectively. And she does so, largely speaking, in this scale, which is the F natural minor scale. So F, the track is in F minor, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, and F. Okay, so those are the notes that you'd need, and you just saw me improvising using that scale. And she does that almost exclusively. Some things that you might want to think about is using a flat 5 for a quote-unquote bluesy kind of feel, which she will sometimes imply, which would be a C flat in this case, or a B natural if you want to think of it in that way. But it is a flat 5, not a sharp 4. It'll be much more subtle on vocals, of course, than it is on a keyboard. It's kind of crass on a keyboard. I'm not a big fan of that at all. But obviously on the vocals you can slide in between notes much more seamlessly than you can on a keyboard. But that's one of the things you can do. Another thing that you can do, and this sounds great on a keyboard, is use a D natural for a tense but kind of a hip sound. It works not so good on the D flat chord, and certainly not on a B flat minor 9 chord, but on the F minor chord and on the E flat one in particular, D being the major 7 of E flat, you could do that. And a lot of singers do this. They go from natural minor to then implied Dorian, which is like the minor scale, but with a major sixth. That's not how I like to think of the Dorian scale. I like to think of it as a major scale with a flat third and a flat seventh. Sorry, that was classic brain malfunction there. It's a live lesson after all. So that's a Dorian sound, which I think, is really fantastic. That's another thing you can do. Other things, long notes. She sings a lot of long notes. One of the things you guys don't do enough of in workshops is sing long notes and play long notes. Guitar players, give me some long notes. And then short riffs using stepwise motion. Most of her riffs in this song, if you're interested, are between middle C and the C above. But she spends a lot of time here with C, E flat, and F. That's a riff she sings a lot, and then from the F again, working in a small range, that's a fourth, and then maybe in that major third there from A flat up to C. But again, we're in the F natural minor. So lots of short riffs. And take 3 notes and work in a 3-note section. A flat, B flat, and C. That's F, A flat, and B flat. E flat, F, and G. And then C, E flat, and F. Take those 4 different sections. Cool. And then the last thing I'd say is make sure that you keep the times strong and recognize that this performance really burns. Like, whatever else you think really burns. When you do slow ballads like this, you've really got to keep the time. So there we go. F minor to E flat 6/9, omit 3. D flat 6/9. Okay, hope that makes sense. I got one last thing to show you here, and I'm gonna break the mystery of these videos. Oh, edgy. Okay, so have a look here. There she is. There's Yebba. But we'll just click here. She's also here now, but would you look at that? Look, Rob G. So Robert Glasper, some of you I know will swoon when you hear that name. Some of you will spit and curse, but Yebba sings on Robert Glasper's latest EP. I can't say the title of that because it's quite profane, so I can't do that at the moment, but you'll find what it is. But here she is, the Blue Note, singing with Rob Glasper. She sings a song called Say Yes, which is a Robert Glasper song, which is absolutely exquisite, and please do check that out. But there we go. There's Yebba.
Open up your mind and just rest. All you gotta do is say yes. Open up your mind and just rest. Don't deny what you're feeling, baby. Let me undress you somehow, someway.
Okay.
I know we can make it somehow.
It's just cool out, and listen to it.
Okay, there's a few. Yeah, this is a video just advertising or like a highlights reel from last year's Robert Glasper Experiment residency. So yeah, comment. The next person that comes on is Q-Tip, so it doesn't exactly get that bad. I think Stevie Wonder was in there at some point as well, whoever he is. Okay, cool. So, Yebba, My Mind. Massive props to Anna for suggesting this one. Thank you very much. And we'll just hold the camera there so you can take down the chart. Cool. Hope you enjoyed this one. Sorry, long video, but I'm out for today. Like I said, still less than an hour of your time, guys. Still less than an hour of your time. Okay, peace out. See you tomorrow. Cheers. Bye.